Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to the Study Lounge live stream with Valley Noble. We're an educational consultancy business and we help international students prepare for study here in Australia. I'm your host, Shah, and joining me later on in the live is one of our team members, Sil. Puni will join us again tomorrow morning for our last day of the 30-day live stream challenge. So we're at day 29 today, and I'm excited for all of you to join us. We have a great show lined up for you today. So sit back, relax, and let's dive right in. Today's live stream for Mentor Monday is on coping with academic stress and seeking support as international students. So we're here to chat about the challenges that students might face and how to recognize stress and the amazing services available for you as an international student here in Australia. So I think it's crucial to know when to seek for help. If you're feeling overwhelmed, unable to concentrate, or your usual study routine is disrupted, it might be a sign that it's time to reach out. So universities here in Australia, as well as our services at Valley Noble, we have incredible support systems for international students that you guys can tap into. So I think it's also important to remember that it's not a sign of weakness to ask for help. It's a sign of strength and also a sign of self-awareness. So let's talk about what types of services are available to you, our viewers, our international students. So there are some great services at each of the campuses that you'll be studying at. So I think it's important to take time to research where those are, even before you get to the university. So wherever you are, whether it's in your home country or if you need assistance with that, that's something that we can help out with. Just taking the time to research what the services are at the campus that you'll be studying at, that would be a great place for you to start. However, I think we would like to also delve deeper into the incredible support services that Valley Noble offers. As an international student, it's crucial to know you have a strong network backing you up. It's always nice to have that support, especially when you are so far away from home and you are, studying and working in a completely new country. It's always good to have that strong network as well as that strong support system that has your back. So, Valley Noble is more than just a support service, it's a community. And that's what we want our viewers to know is that, it's a community that genuinely cares about your well-being and your success. So let's start with the academic advisors. So these folks are academic superheroes. So if you are struggling to understand a concept, or you are feeling lost in your coursework, or you need some sort of guidance on how to tackle, a particular assignment or assessment, or if you just need assistance with anything that's academic, your academic advisors should be your go-to. They can provide personalized strategies to help you master your studies. I know for me and from my experience as an international student studying in Hawaii, I had a couple of academic advisors that I felt were they're just very helpful. So anytime that I felt somewhat lost or I was struggling with a particular concept, whether it was in math or English or even in my major classes, I would always reach out to my academic advisor. I'd book in the time with her and then I'll go out and see her and she would just walk me through things to help me gain a better understanding of what it was that I didn't quite comprehend. So academic advisors are definitely amazing people to reach out to and should definitely be people that you should have in your back pocket or in your toolbox to help you when you are struggling at uni. And also, speaking on assignments, whether you are kind of stuck on a particular assignment, whether you have a writer's block when it comes to essays or writing papers, and you need assistance with, how to structure an essay, or, how to implement or put in references, or simply you just want feedback on your writing, our team here at Valley Noble um, are there to help you as well. And so I think it's important to know that, as well as the services that you have at the university, we here at Valley Noble are also, ready and willing and able to assist you with whatever struggles that you have, or challenges that you might have as a university student. And I think it's also important to remember, um, when the stress of studying starts to weigh on you or starts to weigh you down, that we also have therapy services here at Valley Noble. For those who have been following us along on this journey, you're probably quite familiar with, you know, us mentioning that I am a psychotherapist, that I specialize in mental health therapy. And so, it's a tremendous resource to have, and to know that we offer those services to you as students, because mental health is just as important as academic success. So, talking to a professional like myself can make a world of difference. Walking you through stress, through anxiety, through low moods, um, and also, helping you identify particular emotions and then processing those emotions. I think it's very important. So definitely keep that in mind, that, you know, um, we do offer therapy services as well as, services to help you with your academics, because we want you to have, a healthy mental and emotional well-being. And so, our therapists are trained to understand the unique challenges that international students might face. And, we are offering support tailored to your needs. And so that's definitely something that, is beneficial for you to know, and to also add to your toolbox and to have in your back pocket as well. Um, I think it's also important to not forget about the workshops and the training programs. So these cover a range of topics, from study skills, time management, to cultural adaptation. So they're designed to equip you with the tools that you need to excel in your studies and beyond. And us here at Valley Noble, we host some free live and recorded workshops throughout the semester, which is great because it is a lot more convenient for you, where you can watch us live, or you can go back and watch the recorded workshops online, if you're unable to make those workshops face to face or in person. And so these workshops are offered throughout the semester. So make sure that you subscribe to our channel, and so that we can let you know when those are happening and at what time. And we have Sylvs joining us right now. Hi, Sylvs. Good morning.
Hi, Sha. Good
How are
morning.
you?
I'm still in my car, a little bit on the way, almost there, but I thought I'll stop and jump in and say
Nice.
hi.
Well, we're just going through, like what we're talking about today for Mentor Monday is, how to cope with academic stress, and then seeking the supports that are offered to us as international students. And so right now we're talking about the live streams and the workshops that Valley Noble offer for our
Yes.
students throughout the semester. Is there anything that you wanted to touch on in regards to that?
Yeah, so tomorrow, which is going to be our final catch up, can you believe
I
it?
know.
Day 30. So we will let you guys know more when that's happening, when it is and where it is. So that will be, yeah, we'll let you guys know tomorrow. But so make sure you're tuned in so you can definitely jump on. I could hear Shah talking about how these are, you can access them from anywhere. So that's how I guess that live and the replayed workshops will be really beneficial, especially if you're just needing those tips, like at midnight when we usually need them when
Yeah.
we're doing our studies. So these will be, yeah, online for you guys to access. Thanks, Shah. I hope you had a good weekend.
Yeah, I did. I mean, I'm glad it's a extended weekend, so it's
Yeah,
nice.
so that's good. Yeah, Punny's not with us today. He's gone to his work, and then I'm off to my work, and I will be there. I'm doing an early one today, so yeah. But
Nice.
nice to jump in with you guys. Thanks for taking the lead this morning.
No
Uh,
worries.
so I'm going to jump into also talking about peer mentoring. And I guess what's important is to find people or find someone who has been in the same experience that you are. So, you know, who have traveled abroad and have studied overseas, out of their own country. And so, you know, it's kind of easier to get that those kind of, I guess, experiences that they've had, they can share with you, that you can relate. You know, we're homesick, we needed some academic help, especially because we're in a different country. And so that's where Valley Noble is really helpful. For like me and Shah have both been international students and can definitely understand what you're going through and those different, I guess, the experiences that you are having. Definitely they'll be, you know, maybe not the same as ours, but similar, and we can help you in that sort of way.
Mm.
And if you have any other students, you may be in the same classes. I know there were a couple of students in my classes that we'd talk about our different experiences. And so, even just finding somebody in your own class who is an international student, you can sort of feed off each other and help each other in that way. Um, And last of not but not least, you guys are so lucky. There's an awesome treasure trove of knowledge and wisdom of through your online resources at school. And so you're able to access different, you know, digital libraries, databases, research. So, you know, don't hesitate to use those when you're trying to find, I guess, where to help. So definitely, I'm very jealous because I really love all the research that they put out there. I know it's probably some people will be like, "What, you like that?" But it's really important to you know, to know what's going on and to use those to your advantage.
Yeah, definitely. And just to add on to what Phil has said, like for me now, there are some things that I want to look up, whether it's an academic, like a journal or, some research online, but, not having the resources to do that because it does cost a lot of money if you're not at a university and
Mm.
you're not given that access to all of that. So definitely take advantage of the online resources. It's definitely something that's very beneficial and helpful, especially while you're studying. And I think it's also important to remember that as an international student, you're never alone on this journey. And just as Phil said, we have an idea of what it's like to be an international student, and it may not completely be the same exact experience, but we have somewhat of an understanding to some extent of what it's like to be an international student. So just remember that you're never alone on this journey and that Valley Noble is here to ensure that you thrive academically, emotionally, and personally.
Awesome. Thanks, Shah. And we just like to say good morning to Eds out there. Thanks for your hello this morning. So yeah, definitely take advantage of all that you have in front of you. I know it can be a little bit overwhelming, and I sort of think back to when I was an international student. There's so much that you have that sometimes it's just too much for you to look. But take that time to just sort of go through and have a look at what you have on offer. There's tons and it's lovely. Yeah, it's really good. Also remember again, I guess we always touch on this, and we sent a post out this morning around remember that when you're reaching out for help, or you're needing that little bit of extra support, that it's a sign of strength, not a sign of weakness. So just remembering that you look at that as a sign of strength, that you're getting that help. So let's talk about, some academic obstacles when you're in a new country. Different study patterns and the educational system, and so I know that can be a little bit of a barrier to your learning. I think we've touched on this a little bit in some of our other lives around the different education systems that you have, and that can be definitely challenging, as well as the learning styles or the different teaching styles of your professors and your lecturers. So that can feel a little bit overwhelming. You may be used to a different style of teaching, and so I think that's something that you sort of learn as you become more confident in being in that space. So yeah, that's, I guess, something that we all can learn, all for yourself.
Yeah. And I guess it's not just academics, it's also the whole navigating a new culture, and then also trying to deal with homesickness, which is very real.
Yes.
That can also add just a lot of stress. So again, just reiterating, remembering that you're not alone in this journey. I think it's important to spot stress in your studies. I think that's very crucial and important. If you are feeling anxious, if you are having trouble sleeping, which I know is a common thing as a university student, or just constantly worrying about assignments, those might be signs to look out for when trying to pinpoint stress or spot stress. But yeah,
Yeah.
so it's feeling anxious, having trouble sleeping, and constantly worrying about particular assignments.
Yeah, that's right, Shah. And it's essential, guys, to recognize these signs early on. And, sometimes a little bit of a breather, going to have a chat with a friend, or a quick walk can sort of help you, I guess, regain that focus. And definitely it's important to, have those little breaks. That I think that's something we forget to do when we're studying, is having those breaks. So really make sure just have those breaks. Oh, a big one. The next topic is having a look at writer and researcher block. I think this is such a big one, especially when you're in the thick of your studies. Writer's block or researcher's block is something that every student faces. So you are definitely not alone, and you would face this at some point in your study. Uh, when you're stuck, again, take a breather, step away from your work, and do something you enjoy to, come back with a fresh perspective. It's important to not feel like, oh, I'm a failure when you get that writer's block or researcher's block, because it's just part of, I guess, being a student. So, give yourself a pat for doing well, and just keep going.
Yeah, definitely. And just don't hesitate to use the resources um, like the Writing Center. I'm sure most of the universities have a place like that. I know for the university I went to in the US, they had a writing center, and there would be times where I would, use that resource because, like Phil said, you when you have writer's block or researcher's block, sometimes you're just writing whatever and it doesn't make sense. And then you go to the writing center and someone looks over and they're like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "I don't know what I was talking about." So they kind of just like walk you through and help you, you know, make better understanding of what it is that you're trying to say and put that down on paper. So the writing center, they can help provide you tips so that you can overcome those writer's blocks and researcher's blocks. And also just with understanding assignments, if you are scratching your head over a particular assignment, don't feel like you are alone in that. I'm sure we've all experienced that where we are completely dumbfounded when it comes to a particular assignment. So if the instructions are unclear, don't hesitate to ask your professors or your peers for clarification. And I know we touched on it a little bit earlier on in the live. Academic advisors are also, beneficial. So definitely reaching out to your professors or your peers or even your academic advisor for clarification on those assignments that you're stuck on.
Absolutely. Thanks, Shah. Oh, excuse me. And also, don't forget, Valley Noble's academic advisors also can help you to decode those tricky assignments. Some of them are pretty doozies, eh? When you're wanting to know, like, what does this even mean? Oh, excuse me, guys. Got a bit of a fly in my throat or something. Okay, so the next little tip is for structuring your semester. I think this is such a big one because if you can really get this sorted at the beginning of your semester, then it really helps for the rest. It helps your semester flow. And of course, there's going to be some changes as you go along, but it's really important to get your semester all structured. And that is definitely something we will go through on the workshop we're going to have a look at, what your semester looks like and then structure your semester. So that'll be great for you. So let's share a couple of tips for structuring your semester. Break your task into smaller goals. So, you may have however many classes that you'll be taking, and then break those up into smaller goals. And don't leave everything for the last minute. Procrastination, which is something again that we all do, is sort of going, "Oh, I've got a couple of months left," and then next minute it's there already, or it's the week of, or 3 days of, and you're scrambling to get everything done. So please don't leave it to the last minute because your lecturers, when they're marking, they can tell what has been rushed. It's really funny, like, they will be able to tell if you've rushed through it, and those that have prepared for their assignments, and their structure, even in their writing, is very apparent if you've rushed it. So please don't rush it, because, a study schedule can definitely work wonders.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's also important to remember to schedule in some downtime. So, include some downtime in your schedule because self-care is vital. It's very important. And it's not so much a want, but it's a need, especially when you are studying and working. You need to have that downtime for yourself. And, lastly, we're going to discuss what to do when you feel stuck. So like Phil has said multiple times throughout this live, it's okay to take breaks. So whether that's, stepping away from whatever it is that you're doing, sometimes a change of scenery might be helpful, or even just, checking in and chatting with friends can refresh your mind. So yeah, just remembering to take breaks.
And if you're constantly feeling stuck, and so, it's really important to know what you're feeling. So if you're constantly feeling stuck, or you don't, you're just so overwhelmed that you're unable to function or get to do your work, remember to talk to a therapist or a counselor like our fabulous Shah over here. So, it's really important to know those triggers, and Shah is definitely spot on to help you to find strategies to manage those feelings of being stuck, and when you're unsure of what to go or what to do next. So yeah, that's important. Make sure you take a look at those therapy services, and Valley Noble Therapy Services are definitely
Yeah.
you. And then, so remember, team, you're not alone again. I think we've said that a few times, but we really want to push that. And in our post this morning, we really want to push that you're not alone. No matter where you are in the world, actually, we are here for you. So it's academic stress is common. It is something that we both Shah and I have gone through, and so you're not alone, but definitely help is available for you.
Yeah, that's right. And reaching out to your university support services, and also not forgetting that Valley Noble is here to help you as well. Our academic and our therapy services are here to support you as well. And we're here to make your academic journey a lot more smooth. Um, we won't completely take away all the challenges, but it will make it a lot more bearable for you as you study here in Australia. But yeah, so that's us for our Mentor Monday. Um, if you do have any questions, or if you have any additional tips on the topic that we've spoken about today, please feel free to comment in the comment section. Everything that we've spoken about will be added into our description box. And again, if you are wanting to come back and there's something that resonated with you, or there's something that you wanted a reminder with, our lives will be on our social media platforms. But is there anything else that you wanted to add, Phil?
No, that's just share away, especially with other friends or peers, or kids that that you have out there studying in a different country. If you're a mum and dad even, and you're thinking, oh, I'd like to share some tips with my child way over there in the other country, like share
Yeah.
these tips. We will be, once our lives are finished, and I've started them this morning, we'll be sending out posts every day to tips to help with those. So whether you're an international student or a parent of an international student, these are all here for you, all day, every day.
Yeah, so definitely keep an eye out for those. Like Phil said earlier, this is day 29 of our 30-day live challenge. So tomorrow will be our last day doing these lives. But in tomorrow's live, we will kind of go through, what to expect next from Valley Noble. But until then, we're going to wrap this up. So thank you all for joining us today on this live. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. So as we come to a close, remember to stay connected and keep exploring the endless possibilities that lie ahead. Like I've said, if you have any questions or want to stay engaged with Valley Noble, feel free to follow our social media channels and subscribe to them. We appreciate each and every one of you for your support and for tuning in with us at the early time of 7 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Keep shining brightly and keep spreading that positivity wherever you go. And we'll see you guys again tomorrow at 7 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. But until then, just remember that you guys are truly noble. We'll see you guys then.
Bye, guys.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.